Turnarounds are a prescription for happiness, but like any medicine, they can be administered improperly. For example, you may have written on a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet this statement: he is mean, condescending, abusive, cruel, unfair, controlling. When you turn this around to yourself, it can sound harsh. I am mean, condescending, abusive, cruel, unfair, and controlling, especially if you're already in the habit of beating yourself up mentally. But this is not the purpose of the work. It is not the purpose of the work to beat yourself up. Yes, the work is a way to become aware of what you're doing to yourself and others. And coming out of denial is not always pretty. But the only point is to simply notice what we're doing so we can stop. You can't change something if you're unaware you're doing it. The purpose of the turnaround to the self is to notice how I'm just like the person I'm judging. I am mean. I am just like him. I am also unfair, like him. There is a joining there, and when done gently, you feel that joining, and it sets the two of us on an equal par, both human. Here are a few tips to avoid being harsh on yourself. Number one, don't skip the 4 questions before turning a statement around. The 4 questions tend to soften us, to make us more open to seeing our part in things. If necessary, do all 4 questions for each item listed, even on a line 5 statement like I just read a minute ago. Number 2, keep it in perspective. It's not that I'm an unkind person in general. The turnaround just applies to that situation when I was seeing the other person as unkind. The moment I see you as unkind, I am unkind to see you in that way. I'm not unkind before or after, just at that very moment. Number 3, be gentle with yourself. Hold the turnaround, I am unkind, together with the original concept, he is unkind. These 2 statements balance each other. If you take it out of context, it can result in stress. But when they're held together, I can see, oh, right, he's unkind, I'm unkind, we're both kind of doing the same thing, and it's not a lot of blame on either him or on myself. And fourth, find your innocence. Even if you do find that you're mean, notice how you had no choice believing what you were believing at the time. Be gentle with yourself and cut yourself some slack. The happiness of turnarounds comes from humility. Turnarounds can lead to humility, and humility is actually delicious. It is freedom. But don't confuse humility with humiliation. Humility is letting go of being right. It is letting go of attack. It is generosity. But humiliation is turning the attack back towards yourself. It is not generous, and it is not the work. It is simply the old way of attack and more attack. The next time you notice a harshness when turning a thought around, try some of these tips. And when you administer your prescription for happiness properly, you may find that the result is quite pleasant.